This time on Rad Rat Video, we're going to be playing an actually good skateboarding game. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel about skateboarding in all of its forms. I review various things in the skateboarding world, including video games, whenever a new one comes out. And I try to get to all the old ones as well. I've done dozens of them on the channel so far. But I am now going to be checking out OlliOlli World, the latest in the OlliOlli series. The first two games, you will see pop-ups. First one right there. The second one will come up in a minute. I've played the first two games, and they're very hard. When I first started to see trailers for this new one, it showed all these new things that were going on. It's in 3D now, and the path might go this way, and you've got an alternate route. There's all kinds of new tricks and different ways that you can platform to different things. It looked like it was going to be really, really hard, and I was a little intimidated. But what's this game actually like? Is it as hard as it used to be? Is it good? Is it still fun? Let's figure it out. So I grabbed this game on the Xbox Series X. The first time around, I played on PC, and my controller had enough lag to make it even harder than it should have been. When I switched to Xbox, it worked a lot easier. That's the level of precision you needed for OlliOlli 2. This time around, I was surprised by the difficulty, but before we get into that, let's take a look at the art style. Overall, I like the style of the game. It's new school with lots of vibrant and pastel colors. The character designs are varied, sometimes in ways you don't want though. The characters they show on the loading screens are sometimes eye-jarring color and pattern combinations, but the character customizer is very extensive. You can make anything you want in here in whatever crazy colors you dream up. And you unlock a ton of stuff as you play, including animations for how you get on and off your board. This is a level of polish that the originals didn't come close to, and this stuff goes a long way toward adding longevity to the game. Speaking of style, the last game was strictly 2D, with a very realistic looking skater. I liked the style, but it was kind of generic. I think this is a big improvement. And they also added in a story to go with that style. There are skate gods in Radlandia, and there's one person who's basically like a high priest who can commune with the gods, and you're competing to take over that role by mastering all of the gods' different zones. Each zone teaches you some new tricks. It's a good framework for the game, and I'm glad it was there, even though I do usually skip the story parts. Each level starts with a cutscene, and these characters help explain the lore of the game. Sometimes they have tips about where to meet side characters that will appear in the levels, but it's mostly fluff. Luckily, it's easy to skip. If you've never played a game in the series before, the controls are simple, at least at first. Soon enough, it's going to sound like you're playing through the fire and flames on Guitar Hero, and it'll be just as hard. To do a trick, you just dial it in on the left stick. If you hold down and let go, you'll ollie. But it can get really complicated too, with half rotations, full rotations, even a rotation that'll go back and forth for some special tricks. Let's take a look at some of those tricks. You've got your basics like kick flips, heel flips, varial flips, 360 flips, and some more interesting stuff like Casper flips, finger flips, kick flip under flips, front foot impossibles. The amount of tricks that they fit into the control scheme is really impressive, even if you'll be doing them blindly most of the time because you're always looking ahead on the screen for obstacles. Now, I did notice a little bit of weirdness in the animation. The varial heel flips and hard flips look the same for some reason, and the inward heel flips and the varial kick flips look the same, which is kind of annoying, but you have to be on this full screen to even really notice. But on top of the flip tricks, there are grabs too, mapped to the right stick. When you're in the air, you move it in any direction and you'll do a grab. Hold the grab for enough time and it gets tweaked. Also, if you hold B in the air, you can do a late flip. This game is less about high scores than the originals, at least at first, but when you need to get one, there is a deep bag of tricks to pick from. The level goals are quite a bit different from the originals, and in a way that you might expect me to be upset about. For example, in OlliOlli 2, it would often require a specific trick, but that doesn't happen in this game. It might ask for a tweaked grab, or an advanced flip trick, but doesn't ask for specific tricks, which makes it feel more like a video game and less like a skateboarding game, if that makes sense. They also simplified some things like taking out the nollie tricks and landing in a revert, but then again they added in firecrackers. I feel like this is more of an approachability thing, to make sure the game makes sense to non-skaters. After all, how many gamers with zero skating experience would be able to understand the difference between a varial flip and a varial heel flip? But for me, it just means one more thing to keep off my mind. With how frenetic the stages get, trying to remember a specific move with the analog stick is a lot to ask for. What you're doing instead is often reliant on collecting things, like popping balloons or hitting vultures. Sometimes it's avoiding things, like owling over bees. Sometimes it's confusing, like having to scare deer. I actually don't even know what this means, and I never managed to get that one crossed off, but I'll figure it out if I play the game more in the future. One new thing in this game that I really like is the alternate routes. At first it's simple, just hit X to turn onto this other path, which is usually harder with some more obstacles to tackle. Collectibles are often in the gnarly routes, as the game calls them, but not necessarily. As time goes on though, this gets even more interesting. They get more sophisticated, and they can become loops if you're good enough. So check this one out. I have to high-five these guys multiple times, but as I go through the level, things will collapse. Sometimes a wall ride is single use, sometimes platforms fall, so you have to leave one behind for yourself later. Then, if you can make it back to the right section, you can transfer back to the beginning and do it again. Imagine what the high scores are going to be like once this has been out for a while. It's going to be crazy. So you can high-five a character, which happens automatically, or you can meet a new character, which is a button prompt. If you do meet a character, they often have a side quest for you that'll appear on the map later. These can be really hard, like this one, where I just can't reach that last collectible no matter what I do. And let's talk about the difficulty. The game is split up into a few different worlds where the characters will teach you new tricks. Grinds in the first one, wall rides in the second one, grabs in the third one, manuals in the fourth one, and they add in complications as it goes, like hitting A to land perfectly. In the last game, perfect landings were very important, and this one they feel like kind of an afterthought. But overall, the game guides you through a lot better. It introduces a few things, helps you master them, then it adds on. It's definitely easier and more forgiving, but when it does get hard, it's just as frustrating as last time around. For example, take a look at this section. This is actually pretty early in the game. I'm trying to collect this inflatable cat and land in the bottom path to get the rest of them, but it feels completely random. If I land in the grind and then jump to collect it, I smash my face against the top path. If I go slow enough to not hit it, I'll miss a collectible, or I'll land, but then not have enough speed to clear the obstacles down here. So what do? I don't actually know what you're supposed to do, but what I did was just try it over and over and over again until I got lucky and made it through. One thing that really helps you though is that you only have to do something once. If you collect all the things you need, it gets crossed off. In the last game, you had to do that challenge and then make it to the end of the level. This one doesn't require that. And it also has checkpoints that save you some time on redos. Another thing adding to the difficulty is the precision you need to keep your speed. It seems like grinds slow you down a little bit when they're on flat, but they speed you up more going downhill than just riding, at least I think. So if you get into a grind too late, you might not have enough speed for the next jump, even if that doesn't actually make sense physics-wise. So there are some quirks like that you just have to learn, but there are also some things that I never figured out. In the second to last world, I got to these challenges. In this one, I have to do an advanced flip trick in and out of a wall ride. Kinda tough, but I can do it. Here it is. 360 shove it in, drag and flip out. Both are advanced flip tricks, no luck. But wait, maybe I have to be doing the level's manual challenge at the same time? This would be the first time it asks for it that way, but let's do it. 540 flip in, drag and flip out. Manuals both ways. Again, nothing. The next one is the same way. I have to grind with manuals in between, and one of the extra challenges is to spin into and out of every grind. Spin in, spin out. Spin in, spin out. Spin in, spin out. Got the main challenge, and still nothing. It's stuff like this that will make it impossible for me to actually complete the game. Beat it, sure, but there's nothing I hate more in games than not knowing what to do. I feel like I know exactly what the game wants, but clearly I'm wrong. And on a super tight Twitch game like this, it really should be solid. After my disastrous playthrough of Skatebird, I'm ready for some nonsense. I considered that I might have to do them in order, but I proved that that wasn't the case. So I genuinely have no idea how to beat these, and I don't think I'm going to spend the time redoing it countless times until it decides to show me a little respect. So those are the main challenges. But at the bottom of the screen on all of them are the high scores, where you can beat the locals. If you're missing the original games, you still have that kind of experience here. Squeezing in as many tricks as possible and trying to do everything in a combo, while not hitting obstacles and remembering to do a grab every time you hear a crystal. It gets hectic, but at least it eased you into it. So that was OlliOlli World. Is it worth it? Do I think you should pick it up? Well, it kind of depends. If you got this far in the video, you saw that much of the gameplay and you're not sure, I do think it was worth it. It costs $30 and it's available on pretty much all the systems that are out there. And I got at least that much money's worth of enjoyment from the game. We've all got our own scale of what that looks like, but I got to the credits. So I beat the game and I completed some sections here and there, but there's a lot left for me to do if I wanted to. But even if I didn't, even if I never picked up the game again, I think it was worth it. So yeah, I did really enjoy the game, and there's really not much else like it out there. Skate City is kind of similar in the way it controls, but it doesn't play the same. This is really fast paced, really twitch. You gotta, like, you see something coming, you gotta change what you were about to do. You can't really have a plan. You've got to just go into it and just, you know, try to react to what happens. And it's fun. It's definitely a good game, and I think you should pick it up if it looked at all interesting to you. So that's it for now. If you like the channel, you can subscribe, you can hit the like button, you can sponsor me on Patreon or hit the join button here on YouTube, and you can just stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for hanging out.